Hi. I don't know if you've heard about a little series called Chainsaw Man. This little series has been blowing up the media recently. The first part ended, I believe, at the end of last year, and now we've got an anime coming up, and in 2 weeks' time, we've got the brand new part of the manga. Now, I've made 2 videos on Chainsaw Man, and they've been absolutely amazing for the YouTube channel. So I thought I'd do one more for part 1 because I actually finished it. And oh my god, it was freaking amazing. Let's go. But before we do that, a quick word from our affiliate sponsors. If you need to purchase manga, anime, action figures, graphic novels, comic books, then there is one place you can go to, and that is Forbidden Planet, or Book Depository, or Right Stuff. All of these websites sell anything you can want as a nerd that loves reading. And if there is anything that you want to purchase, you can use the affiliate links down below at no extra cost to yourself and support the channel at the same time. So if you're buying manga or any other thing nerdy, please be sure to use those links down below. It'll be very much appreciated. So yeah, Chainsaw Man Part 1. Oh my god, this blew me away. Where we left off in my last video, I just finished up, I believe, volume 6 or 7, which would have been my 24-hour reading log. And in that, I actually covered the Bomb Devil arc. Now, before I start talking about Chainsaw Man, this video is going to contain massive spoilers for the series, so stop now if you haven't already read it all. Following the Bomb Devil arc, which I absolutely adored, was the International Assassins arc. Now, this arc saw the main character group, including Denji, hunted down by assassins from across the world. All of the most notorious assassins from each of the major countries. And they are all looking for the Chainsaw Devil's heart. So we get to see all of these different assassins and their plans, and what they've planned come to fruition. Denji and the team take sort of a back seat at the beginning of this arc, but as the assassins close in, the arc gets a little bit crazy. We find out that one of the assassins' plan was actually to send all of the team to hell. And that's exactly what they do. And this is where Chainsaw Man reached its absolute peak for me. In hell, they encounter the Darkness Devil, and the artwork that is shown during this scene is absolutely insane. It's quite a famous bit of artwork from Chainsaw Man of the astronauts lined up, sliced in half, and the Darkness Devil at the side. And everything kind of goes a little bit crazy. The whole team get annihilated, losing limbs, until, of course, Makima gets involved. And there's this massive showdown between Germany's Santa Claus, which is one of the assassins who's creating all of these different dolls, and also the Darkness Devil, who have teamed up together. Santa Claus has basically offered herself up to the devil to gain its powers, and they have a massive fight between them, Denji and Makima, and it's pretty freaking awesome. Denji sets himself on fire, annihilates the Darkness Fiend, I believe it would be at this point, and yeah, that's the end of the arc. Really fantastic arc of Chainsaw Man. It went a little bit crazy, and from here the series just got better and better. Now, I said Chainsaw Man reached its peak at the International Assassins arc, but it never really went down from this peak, because the arc following that was the Gun Devil arc. We find out that the Gun Devil has actually been captured already by, I believe it's the US, and it's Japan's job and the Japan team to actually go and kill it so that it can't be used against them. Now, this is a big plot twist because the whole story has been revolving around Denji hunting down the Gun Devil, and apparently this was all a lie. And the lies don't stop there. Aki tries to stop Denji and Power from being involved in this mission, but instead he has to involve himself and themselves in order to protect them. And he goes with Makima to a meeting place where they're going to take on the Gun Devil. The Gun Devil appears in order to kill Makima because Makima is obviously now the main villain, and whilst it looks like he succeeds, he definitely doesn't. Makima overthrows the Gun Devil, and in the process, Aki is taken over, becoming the Gun Fiend. And the following scene shows Aki coming home to Power and Denji and trying to kill Denji in this massive battle that causes a load of collateral damage to the city. And even though before I said the last arc was the peak of Chainsaw Man, this scene itself was probably my favourite part of the whole manga. Aki is being kept alive by the Gun Fiend, and he's living in kind of a subconscious world where he's flashing back to his time as a child, and he's having a snowball fight with his brother. And in this subconscious world, that is what Aki is experiencing, and in the real world, the Gun Fiend and the Chainsaw Devil are fighting one another. And over over the course of the fight, Denji realizes that there's no way to stop Aki from his rampage and that he's going to have to kill his friend. And we get this juxtaposition between the calmness of the snowball fight and the absolute chaos of the fight in the real world. And it's a really emotional scene because Denji realizes there's no other choice but to sacrifice his friend to save the people around him. And that's exactly what he does. And that is where the Gun Devil arc ends. I know we're absolutely speeding through this, but I just wanted to cover some of my favorite parts of the ending of Chainsaw Man because it was absolutely fantastic. Speaking of the ending, here we go. We find out that Makima is the control devil. She has been in control this entire time. She is running the whole operation and she is the main villain of the series. Her aim is to catch Denji and to take his heart and to get eaten by the Chainsaw Devil and become one with him. She basically idolizes the Chainsaw Devil. Denji is extremely depressed and he goes to Makima for help because he's kind of done with living this life. He doesn't want to think anymore. He doesn't want to feel the things that he feels. And he asks Makima to make him her dog. He wants to be told what to do. He wants to be fed. He doesn't want to have to act on his own volition. He just wants to become a nothingness person. He's been completely consumed by his depression at Aki's death. And this is where we find out that all along Makima has wanted this. Makima has wanted Denji to bow down to her, to allow her to control him and in turn take over the Chainsaw Devil. And the final part of her plan to remove Denji in his entirety from his humanity basically is she invites Power round to her apartment. And when Denji opens the prophesized door that we've been seeing flashbacks of through the whole series, Makima kills Power. And this is the breaking point for Denji. He loses his entire humanity. We know that Makima's plan all along was to drive Denji to the deepest, darkest places he could go, and she has succeeded. Now this is where Pochita, who is Denji's heart, the Chainsaw Devil himself, takes over Denji and becomes the fully upgraded version of the Chainsaw Devil. And this is where the Chainsaw Devil has his final showdown with Makima. There's multiple little fight scenes across these chapters, but also there's kind of scenes of downtime as well. We see the remnants of Denji actually coming into the Chainsaw Devil's personality. He goes and visits one of his friends and gets a burger and takes them on a date. There's all this kind of stuff going on. It was a little bit confusing, but it's Denji breaking through to the Chainsaw Devil. At the same time, Kishibe is trying to kill Makima. And before all of that date stuff, Makima actually calls the Chainsaw Devil up from hell and it comes to her rescue. Now the following chapter is a little bit confusing like I just said, but basically what we see is Makima getting defeated once again and then coming back to life, bringing all of the other Gun Devil, the Sword Devil, the Katana Devil, and all of those back to fight against the Chainsaw Devil. And during this time, Denji is split apart from said Chainsaw Devil and is slowly realizing that even though he was depressed, even though he is struggling with his current life, he does want to be Chainsaw Man. That is what he wants to be. That is his goal. That is his dream. And at that point, they once again come together to defeat Makima for the final time. And Denji completely outsmarts Makima. For someone who has been renowned throughout the series for being kind of dumb, he has an extremely perfect plan to defeat her. And in a graveyard with all of his fallen comrades, he defeats Makima and he ends up eating her in order to remove Makima from the world. And he does this also with the help of Power, who he finds in hell, who decides that she must be reborn into the real world once again, or into hell maybe. I don't know how it works, but basically Power is like fully gone now and she sacrifices herself to help Denji. And the manga ends with Makima being reborn as a new character and Denji taking care of her as kind of like a little sister. And we see that Denji, right at the end, has kind of realized that his role in life is to care for this person. It's a super good story. I can't lie, I've not completely rushed over the main synopsis and some of the points I may have got a little bit mixed up, so apologies for that. But now let me give you my thoughts, because that's the most important part of this video. The main thing I loved about Chainsaw Man is its reflection of the tropes of Shonen Jump manga. It kind of took away from most of the normal things that shonen does. It had this protagonist who wasn't particularly smart and didn't really care about the world and didn't have bright hopes and dreams like someone like Deku from My Hero Academia or Tanjiro from Demon Slayer. And it really delved into the psyche of this character, his depression, the things he's had to sacrifice, and what he has to do to become the Chainsaw Man and the person that he needs to be. And it also goes over some really solid plot twists and really solid expansion expansion for the future. We all want to know how the Chainsaw Devil got its power to eat devils and remove them from existence. And we also want to know how Power is going to come back into the series, because surely she's not gone for good. What's going to happen with this reborn Makima, this reborn Control Devil, and how Denji is going to tackle some of the devils down in hell like the Darkness Devil, because I want to see them again in the manga. Chainsaw Man really solidified a tonal shift for shonen. I think that it showed a depressing story of control and manipulation and everything like that, but it did so in kind of a comedic way. Denji's outlook on life was, until the end, quite positive and flourishing, and I loved that about the series. That I can't really talk about Chainsaw Man enough about how much I praised this series. It also has a really solid message. The way that Chainsaw Man talks about dreams and about control and manipulation and about friends, family, growing up, and the coming of age story, it follows topics like love and abusive love and true love and sisterly love, and it's just a really amazing series with a really awesome message, especially the main message of your dreams don't have to be big and brandishing and world changing. They can just be as simple as touching boobs, and that doesn't matter. As long as they're your dreams and you're going to achieve them, then it shouldn't matter what anyone else thinks. It also covers a lot about the human psyche and being human, what it means to be human, what it means to love. And Denji empowers this perfectly. He goes from a starving child whose only friend is Pochita, the Chainsaw Devil, and he actually melds with his only friend, and he enters into this world he knows nothing about. He pushes himself to appease someone who is only using him, and over that period he finds a family in Aki and Power, and he realizes that he can have a relationship with someone like Power, and it doesn't have to be innately romantic or sexual. And throughout this, he also finds love in Rize, who I hope comes back for part 2, because that relationship dynamic was fucking brilliant. Throughout this, he learns that even though his heart has been taken over by a devil, he is still a human and he has feelings and emotions, and I loved this character progression. Chainsaw Man is literally one of the best manga I have ever read, and I'd love to make more videos really deep diving it, and I probably will in future. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Chainsaw Man, the finale, the ending of part 1. Part 2 is coming out on July the 13th. And I am going to be doing a video reviewing the first chapter as soon as that drops. So if you want to watch that, please be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on this video, and you'll get alerted when it's uploaded. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I'd like to ask you a question. What do you love about Chainsaw Man, or what do you not like about Chainsaw Man? The discussion is all yours down below. One more shout out to the links in the description for Forbidden Planet, Right Stuff, and Book Depository. If you want to buy any manga, you can support me by purchasing it through one of those links at no cost to yourself. And it just allows me to buy awesome new stuff for the channel, new gear, and also to plan some slightly more cool videos that could take a little bit more money to create. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.